What up? Hello, hello, hello. How are all you beautiful people doing? Greg is here. I felt like getting on. I've been recording a lot of content for the Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Every Day journal. And I felt inspired to get on here, to put a message out there. See who's partying, who's just scrolling, who's just bored, who's just in there sad, alone, needing something more out of life. Because we're all different places right now. And, the environment that's inside of us is the most important. And it's how are you intentionally taking care of that mindfulness? I harp on the dang positive affirmations. I'm telling you, I listen to it throughout the day, not just one. Guess what? I joined the live stream. I'm glad you're here, my bro. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to be here. And yeah, I'm it's kind of a celebration. I'm grateful that the channel hit over 3,000 subs. I know a lot of people have been saying, when's the million coming? But let's be honest. This message has not hit mass popularity. It's challenging. It's challenging. But people are starting to wake up. People are starting to engage. People are starting to get sick and tired of the same old shit. Right? Here we are already, right? We're already 1 week in, man. It's great to see you, Brian. It's always wonderful to see you, my friend. And here we are, like already like a little over a week in to the new year, and it's like, what are we doing? Are we doing the same old shit? Are we doing some new shit? What are you doing? If you're watching, comment down below. Like, what new things have you done? What wins have you done? What have you switched up? And it's like, I do this every day. Everything's wonderful. Everything's been going so good. There was like a lot of resistance coming into like the end of last year to the new year. There's been a lot of resistance. Did I tell any of you guys about the dream I had? Oh shit, man. Dreams are powerful. I gave up smoking weed. I gave up my relationship with marijuana completely a little over 2 years ago. I was 9 years free from THC, and then I started smoking from about 2020 till 22, December 1st. And I gave it up. And the reason why I gave it up was a few things, right? But primarily, I wanted to really tap into lucid dreams. And THC in your system definitely prohibits and impacts your dreams. So that was one motivator. It wasn't all. I used to smoke a lot of weed, and the lungs just, man, you can't be doing that no more with all this heavy duty, high THC stuff they got out there nowadays. And so I knew it wasn't good for my health. And I just also knew it wasn't the best version of me. I knew that when I got stoned, I was a little more clumsy. Yeah, there was some creative stuff going on there. But it was ultimately just knowing that right here, man, right here, just God given, expression of self, not needing anything to stimulate me other than just life and energy and connection with the divine, service to others. I mean, it's very inspiring. Like I don't need any of that shit. But I had this crazy dream. Do you guys have crazy dreams? And I know what it spoke to me. and it's because I'm stirring the pot, right? I wasn't supposed to make it this far. Let's get there first. I was not supposed to make it this far. I should be dead or in prison. Right? That's so awesome, man. I celebrate you, my bro. I celebrate you so much. Dang. It's a big deal. Like that's a huge flex. It's the biggest flex. Doing life on life's terms, man. There's no better high. If the weed was still better than this, I would go back to the weed. If the alcohol was better than I would still be drinking. I would at least be a closet drunk, like, on the weekends when I'm not working or on a vacation. But it's like, nah, man, no, it doesn't compare. But there's a lot of resistance out there to the energy, the frequency, also known as my message, what I am saying. Oh man, I got a lot of creative hobbies. I'm an award-winning artist. So I've won serious awards here in like northern New Mexico in terms of Spanish colonial arts, even like pottery, tin work, graphic design, like illustrations, right? Like all these designs, all the logos, everything, that's all me. So that's a lot of my creative hobbies. I've been getting into jewelry and stuff, like beading, like certain stones and stuff for myself. But I am very creative. And that's the cool thing about this journey is that when you're suffering, you're not tapping into your creativity. So a lot of people use the weed to sort of open up some of that divine creativity. But man, I'm telling you, when you clean and cleanse yourself, oh man, all kinds of creativity starts pouring through, you know? Yeah, I like building things. I really have a gift for building things, specifically spatial design. At my ranch that I have in northern New Mexico, it's 5-star Airbnb, but everybody talks about the design, the style, the decor, the details. I'm really good at spatial design. So that's another real talented thing that I do. But I wanted to talk about this dream because it relates to the message and it relates to the resistance that I've been feeling where I was in this place and there was like this door and it was like a closet. And I walked into this closet and it was like all these hands grabbed me. Like it was one of those scenes, right? Where it's like I open the door and all these hands like grab me, man. It's just the whole closet room is full of hands and it grabs me. And all I remember is thinking to myself, oh, fuck, this is it. Like I thought I was done. I was cooked. I'm like, I'm cooked. And I just started getting fucking beat down, man. Just crack, 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 crack. Just, you know, I can't even tell you how many energy, spirits, beings were in there just fucking wailing on me. And I'm like, I just had that feeling. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is it, man. This is it. Cause I've been hard to kill. And I'm like, this is it. And I just took that beating, just getting fucking annihilated. And then, I got through it. I got through it. And what that told me is I know I'm stirring up, man. I'm stirring up all that resistance in you. Everything that's afraid to truly buy into what I'm saying, everything that's like resistant, that's like doubtful, that's fearful, that's a little hesitant and apprehensive, and certainly the what people I trigger, and it just knowing that there's just a multitude, like the message is universal. It's true freedom. It's your true spiritual calling. This is your whole purpose on the planet is to become the best version of yourself. And yet there's all of this resistance for you to not do that. There's something about you hijacking yourself and not actually finding the courage, the strength, and the confidence to take the leap of faith that you need. to do it. And it really just boils down to two things. It's self-forgiveness and self-love is the catalyst to really get you going. And I've come across a new teacher for me needing a teacher. And I heard a quote the other day that said, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, if you've come across this channel and this content and you're hearing it, which hearing it is like at the soul level, it's like in your heart, in your soul, something's saying, man, what this guy is saying some pretty wild shit, but it fucking makes sense. If you're hearing it, it's because your time is now. Like, I am a teacher. I am a coach. I am a guide. I am a mentor. I am a motherfucker that's walking the walk and talking the talk and not just talking shit to just get popular. I don't give two fucks. I'm here to make an impact in this world, and I know that I'm up against a lot of dark energy, which I'm not afraid of dark energy because I've already faced my own darkness. And I've brought in my darkness out into the light, and that's why I can really show up with like this true, total, complete divine masculine, which is there's no shadow, there's no hidden like agenda. There's just the completeness of who I am. I can be loving and kind, and I can also be a motherfucking savage. But I wouldn't do the savagery unless provoked, unless being attacked or something wild. It's no necessary. I'm the warrior in the garden that stays ready. And yet, just throughout my own journey, I had to hit the rock bottom. That's what it took for me to change. That's what it took for me to say, enough's enough. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep self-sabotaging myself. I can't keep self-destructing. And the thing that hurt the most, if you can relate to this, the thing that hurt me the most was I was hurting people I love. Right? Like it's like innocent bystanders, man. Like they're there, but it's like, fuck. That's where a lot of the guilt and shame comes from. But that was a catalyst for my change to say, I can't keep doing this, man. I don't want to feel that level of guilt because of there's something inside of me I don't understand. And yet I get triggered, didn't understand that either. And next thing you know, I get all aggro and confrontational. And then I'm hurting people that I care about. I knew there was a better way. I didn't know that this would be it. But I do know that the guiding principle for me, the results kill excuses, for me was saying, I got to get the results. And the result that I wanted more than anything else, the result I wanted was to trust myself, to genuinely trust myself fully in any situation. And I've been tried in all kinds of situations. That don't mean that people walk over me now. No, I'm even more clear. I'm even more direct, but I can use words. I don't have to use emotions that are meant to intimidate and hurt people. I can just use words. I can have a clear, really grounded conversation that may not be what someone wants to hear, but isn't that true for most of us? I've always had that. I've always told people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And so if you are hearing the message, just know that like it's an incredible responsibility that I don't take lightly, and an honor for me to be able to influence you, inspire you, challenge you, coach you, mentor you, care about you, right? As a teacher, as a healer. It's an incredible gift. It's an incredible responsibility that I am held accountable with God. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that in this past week, out of nowhere, a teacher appeared for me to have a teacher. And that's so beautiful, man. I'm so grateful that I have a teacher now that's, again, the journey that I've been on, 13 years of sobriety. It's like every season, every year has brought about new levels of growth, new levels of healing, new levels of expansion and understanding. And I know that I'm still healing. There's deeper levels of healing that even I need to experience in order to do what? To become the absolute best version of myself. I know that there's still more work to be done. That's what the 1% better every day is. No days off. But it's not just like doing the same thing every day. It's saying, okay, I've been doing the same things. I'm seeing results, but then you kind of hit a plateau and you say, okay, let's make some adjustments so that I can get better. So I'm just grateful that I truly do believe that this teacher is fully in alignment to help me get to another level. And that's a great thing. Just like I want to help you get to your next level. Because we're all on the same journey. That's the thing. There's no I'm better than you, or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. We're all walking each other home. We're all on this rocky uphill climb of a mountain. And it's just, I'm at a different point than you, but it's fun to go back down and help to show you the way up. If you're ready. And that's what's so beautiful is you get to choose. You get to choose. And there is something that bugs me though. I've met with a lot of people and I met with someone yesterday and this person was sharing with me other experiences that they've had with other people out there claiming to be something and not, like just terrible advice. And so I can understand why a lot of people are apprehensive, right? Skeptical. For me, I hope what I see is a lot of the false bullshit, especially in the manosphere, red pill stuff, like that stuff's fading quick. It's like a wave, it's crashing. The suck it the fuck up, fuck your feelings, right? Only focus on what? The body, the bag, and as many fucking notches on your body count as possible. That's being a real alpha man. It's like, nah, that's not. Those dudes are probably the biggest population of guys taking their own lives. That's not doing it for us no more, is it, fellas? Is it, ladies? You understand this too. That's not doing it. It's no longer sufficient. It's not shifting who we are. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I got in great shape. I got my revenge bot. I feel fucking like I'm such a badass now. And then you attract, another partner. And then what happens? You haven't done any of the emotional work, and yet you hurt that person, or they won't leave you, and then you're heartbroken again. Okay, so the body didn't work, and then so okay, well now I need to just put more focus on the bag. I'm gonna get the money. Okay, so then you get the money, and then what? You attract people that want you for the wrong reasons, thus also not fulfilling your purpose, really giving you true like meaning. And it's like all of that is looking on the outside, right? You're looking for your happiness, your joy, your love, your peace outside. Like someone's supposed to just show up, knock on your door and say, here, I'm here to serve you so that you feel better about yourself. It's like, no, you got to do this for yourself. You got to matter to yourself enough to be willing to go on this journey. It's an inward journey, and it takes a relentless attitude. Are you going to be perfect every day? No, but it's 1% every day. 1% better. And you know what the real catalyst for all this is? It's something that's called self-love. Y'all don't even know what this is. I've been asking almost everyone I meet with one-on-one, tell me your top 3 things right now. If you're here, if you're ready to engage, put down 1 to 3 things that you do to show yourself love on a regular basis. Think about it. I guarantee you most of you are going to be perplexed. And that's the biggest problem, is when you don't have love for yourself, then you have no love. And that means that you're going to constantly be seeking and chasing and yearning for something to show up, when it really is just cultivating this genuine, loving relationship. And at the core of that love, the core of the love that you need to show yourself is to your inner child. It's the little boy, little girl inside of you. And that sounds wild, right? It's like, what? I don't got no little kid in me. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, eating healthy, workout. There's some good ones on there. Self-affirmations are powerful, right? For me, it's like, yeah, it's my morning routine. I love that. Eating healthy is self-love. Exercising, spending time out in nature. I love getting in hot springs. I love getting in cold water. And even when I ask people, tell me 3 things you love, people will say, well, I like doing this. I said, what do you love? Just saying I love stuff is challenging for a lot of people, right? And it's all having to reprogram yourself. And a lot of us can't even really wrap our head around that, because we think we have it all figured out because we're adults. I got it all figured out. What is he talking about? Reprogramming. I'm not a computer. Yes, you are. You have programmed pretty much all your habits, your patterns, your beliefs, your feelings. Everything is pretty much locked in. And so the only way you break through that is you have to start doing new things. Yeah, nature's the best, man. Nature's the best. Nature therapy is my favorite. Definitely my favorite, being outside. Fresh air, mountains, plants, animals, rocks, all those things. But the self-love, showing yourself self-love, telling yourself you love yourself. We're not used to this. None of us have been programmed this way ever, right? We were programmed the opposite. We were programmed to worry about what everyone else needs from us, that we've literally forgotten about ourselves. And I can prove this because I ask this question all the time as well, right? Who are the top 3 people that you love the most, right? Just tell yourself, who are the top 3 people you love the most? Now, here's the thing. If you're not number 1, and most people don't even have you're not even top 10, like you don't even come to mind. Everyone's just like all these other people. And it's programming from the beginning of life. Everything's externalized. Do you know that literally babies would die if they're not given the attention and nurturing from somebody? It doesn't even have to be mom or dad, but just someone has to be able to care and nurture and hold that child. If they don't, man, the little kid will die. We need that. And yet it programs us to be more dependent on the external than it is on the internal, which I do believe is all a part of this whole experience called life, that we have to be able to awaken to that and be like, oh, wait, I've been spending all this time cheering on other people, focused on this, focused on them, focused on that. And it's like, oh shit, I needed to focus on me. The whole game is right there. But you're not programmed for that. So is it uncomfortable? Yes, it's uncomfortable to look at yourself and say, when you wake up in the morning with a smile, say, hey, I love you, man. I love you. High five. When was the last time you did that? Nobody here does that. I do it every morning. I love you, bro. Well, I'm at the gym. I love you, man. We got this. We could do this. Keep going. Right? I have to be my own best friend. Who the hell else is gonna tell you this shit? But instead, you got that critic in your mind. You don't mind listening to that. Oh, you're worthless. You're not good enough. You suck. You're too old. You're too this. You're too that. It never stops. How do you overcome breakup? That's a great question with no real easy answer. But the way you overcome breakup is by loving yourself, by really working on yourself. This work is all about that process, because breakup usually has you feeling a sense of grief. And the thing is anytime you lose something, whether it's a person, a job, anytime there's loss, the reason why it hurts is because you have attachment to that. Because in your mind, you told yourself that that was yours, that something else, someone else is yours. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. What am I going to say next? It's not yours. Nobody's yours. Your kids, they're not yours. What do you mean they're not my kids? They came for me. Like, yeah, but just through the portal though. But they're not, like, that's too nearsighted. You're only thinking in the ego. They're not your kids. They are literally an equal soul. Like, you're not a superior soul because you happen to be their parent. Because here's the truth of the matter is, all of these characters, whether they're your kid, your spouse, your ex, your boss, the guy cutting you off, the person that broke your heart, right? These are all characters, and at the soul level, you've all made these arrangements to be these people in your life during this lifetime. And I can tell you that I believe in reincarnation. I believe in previous lifetimes, many experiences where the roles shifted. Mom might have been your lover last time. Your daughter could have been your mom last time. But yet we're so nearsighted. Oh no, that's mine. I can't believe I lost it. You were mine. It's like, dude, if it was yours, it would be attached. Look around at your body. There's no appendages. No one is attached to you. So then it's not yours. It's not yours. But your ego told you that. They told you they loved you one day, they walked out of your life the next, and now you must suffer. You don't have to suffer. There was a lesson in that. I can tell you the biggest heartbreaks that I've had were the most transformational experiences. Not easy. Not fucking easy, man. Not easy. But I have learned and grown in ways that I never would have if I had just sat there licking my wounds and acting as if my value was based on their presence. That's not true. You get to be the best version of yourself. They always say someone comes into your life for a reason, for a season, or for a lifetime. And if someone is gone, yeah, you love them. But the love that you felt with someone else, they never knew what your love was. That was your love. We are so lucky that when someone comes into our life, they activate the love inside of us, but I believe that they activate it for us to know that it's even there. It's your love. They don't know what that feels like. You feel your love, they feel their love. At some point, if they decide they're not going to love you no more, you need to know that your love, the best that you ever felt, is still in you. It was yours. You never lost it. But we tell ourselves stories that we can only be loved by one person when we need to learn to love ourselves. Self-love. And the less love that you show yourself, the more susceptible you are to suffering, the more susceptible you are to having addictions and to just living a very painful life emotionally, a very empty life, when all you need to do is start to take care of yourself. And I think that time has kind of shown up on this planet where people are really like, I mean, there's still a huge contingency of people that are just, they want it to still be the old, right? The sports, the entertainment, the partying, the fun, like, oh man, we just want to have fun, party, 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 you know? And it's like that existence is ending because it's left everyone feeling worse off. And we just don't know how to break free from that yet, right? I'm beginning to help teach people, and there's many others. There's many others. You hearing this, I'm telling you this. You hearing this message right now, that's 3D for sure. We're going to 5D. You hearing this message means you are being called. Called for what? Called to heal your wounds, to step into your truth and truly start to give back to society, to be chosen, right? That's what this is all about. This is the transformation of this planet. It's truly happening. And I know there's a lot that it's so hard to believe because we want to believe that the politics matter and the governments matter and the sports matters and who wins this game and that game matters and, you know, this issue and that issue and equal rights. And it's like, man, it's just it's all a charade. It's all just meant to disconnect you from yourself. It's all meant to disconnect you from your true and authentic self. I said this in a recent video, and I know that this rattles a lot of people's cages because I know a lot of people that find their purpose in being a parent. Like, oh, my greatest purpose, my greatest accomplishment was to be a parent. It's like, what? You had sex. How's that? How is that you fulfilling your fucking life's purpose on this planet? It has nothing to do with it. That's a responsibility, and it's a responsibility for you to definitely take serious. But if you really want to take it serious, then you need to be the absolute pinnacle of a role model, not do as I say, not as I do. You want to get real about fucking parenting? Be the real example through and through. Mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, financial health. Truly embody the best version of yourself, right? Versus like projecting on your child that somehow they need to do it different than you, but you know, you're old, so you know, this how it is. Like, yeah, right, man. They see through that shit. They see through that shit quick. Yeah, these are great questions, online money. I love these questions. You have to choose to awaken your spirit. You get to choose that. You know when the time is right. You know when it's time to just set aside the bullshit. I mean, even just listening to content like this, and I'm not alone, right? I'm definitely not alone here. There's many, many people that we're all singing the same type of song, but we ain't even looking at each other's notes. But it's out there. That's how you know this is happening. But the spiritual awakening is a process that you get to choose. And the beautiful thing about it is, for me, see, here's the thing. There's two ways to go about it. There's three ways. For me, I had to have the bottom drop out, and I had to be broken spiritually, broken into pieces, to come back to my senses, to then pick myself up and say, okay, I'm done. I see that I need to do this. I'm ready to do it. Okay. Ouch. I don't want to feel like this anymore. But the other way is to literally hear a message like this and then to respond, to really start doing the inner work. And there's an inventory that needs to happen of really understanding your past, knowing if you have any unhealed trauma, right? Any emotional programs from usually 0 to 10 years old that are playing out in your life, that are holding you back, limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging patterns, trauma responses. You got to kind of clear out all that shit. And the way you do that is first by even acknowledging that it's there, having awareness. And second, you got to kind of go in there with a non-critical mindset. You got to have a lot of self-compassion, because there's a lot of guilt and shame by the things that happened to us for sure when we were kids and sort of helpless. And then second, how we've continued that vicious cycle throughout our adulthood. That's also created even more problems, more pain. So you have to kind of go in there with like a real sense of forgiveness. And so not only just forgiving yourself, you got to be able to forgive other people, set them free. And then aside from that, it's really starting to recultivate your dreams. I mean, it takes obviously sobriety too, right? Like, I don't even like the word sobriety anymore. It's like your God-given presence. You can't be still drinking on the weekends. We've all seen those people, right? Right. Drinking on the weekends, but holy rollers the rest of the time. It's like, that shit's done too, man. That ain't it. It's not it. So the fullness of spiritual awakening, and I've rattled a lot of people's cages in a lot of kind of like light worker, healer type groups where it's like, I call out people all the time. There's a lot of people, they don't feel they need to be sober and they could still be healers. I'm like, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. If you don't think that you can't fully embody your God-given presence and you don't need any of that bullshit, then you're deceiving yourself. The reparenting is huge. And it really does go back to that childhood. When you were a little kid, most of us, right? I know there's some little kids that got drinking early or doing drugs early, but most of us as little kids, we didn't need none of that shit. You didn't need to get fucking drunk. And if you were a parent, if you had a kid 8 years old, would you be wanting them to smoke cigarettes, drink beers, and smoke weed with you and use even harder drugs? Eat tons of unhealthy food? Like, would you do that to a little child? Well, then why the fuck would you do it to yourself? Because you're an adult. Nobody's going to tell you what to do. You get to choose. You do. I'm just telling you, if you want to truly experience the fullness of this life, having a willingness to let go of all that is so freeing, man. I'm telling you. I got hooked early. I was an alcoholic probably by the time I was 15. If alcohol was better than being like all natural, sober, I would still be drinking. I'd be like, well, I drink on vacations. I like to have a little wine for the heart. Like, I eat healthy. I eat very clean. I feel incredible. I'm 46 years young. I feel 20 years younger. I'm more powerful than I've ever been. I don't do any kind of TRT. I don't understand any of that shit. I've never done TRTs, and people always think of that with me. I would do a blood test any day of the week. My testosterone's through the roof. Blood work's through the roof. Optimal on all levels, right? And it's just, this is the true flex. Total health, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, financial health. Not just one dimensional. That's the old model. The old model is, oh man, if you're successful, who fucking cares if you're 100 pounds overweight, 200 pounds overweight, big fat slob? Who cares? You're rich. Yeah. Who cares? Man, you're in great shape if you're broken on the inside. Who cares, man? Who cares if you can't keep your shit together, but you're ripped, man. You have like the most incredible build ever. Like all that bullshit is done. It's all externalized. When you fully come into alignment with your truth, you are going to take care of yourself. And yes, you will get into the best shape of your life. You will carry yourself way different. You'll have mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, and also financial health. It all comes into alignment. But this journey is an inward journey. All the answers to your problems are inside of you, not outside of you. The reason why you overeat, the reason why you eat, you don't really think about having control, impulse control, is because of your mental and emotional state of being. It has nothing to do with the fact that, things on the outside. This is all internal. Internal. Your mind. It's all a mental game. And that's why it starts with clearing your mind, having a sober mind. There's no exceptions, right? You're faking the funk if you're like, well, I can at least look the part 80%, 90% of the time. But, if I'm over there doing that, like, why not, man? What's the big deal? That's just you. If you want to do that, that's what you'll do. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. I'm just telling you, if you want the fullness of your untapped potential, none of that, like, the more love you show yourself, all that shit fades away. That's what so many of you are afraid of right now. And that's why I get on here, is because, like, I know so many people, you're so afraid. You're so afraid to fucking let go. You're so afraid to try something totally different and see what happens. Because you've tried all kinds of other bullshit and it didn't do nothing. But you probably already went into that even with skepticism and doubt and looking for an opportunity to just give up instead of lock in and stay the course. And if you're somebody that needs that, you're somebody that's interested in starting to do some internal reflection, starting to put together like a morning routine, right? My morning routine is affirmations first thing, and they just kind of play in the background, just positive affirmations. It shifts the atmosphere, right? And then I do some breath work, and then I get into journaling. And if you're someone that has thought about journaling, doesn't understand journaling, and looking at a blank piece of paper, you don't know what to do, well, I've been talking about it, and people have been hopping on this bandwagon, right? I've put out what I think is the coolest, most effective tool on earth, the 1% Better Everyday Journal. It is literally, it makes journaling fun and easy. It's super easy. And you can order that right now. And many people have. And I'm so excited to how many people are responding that are ready. They're ready. They're like, man, I need something. I want to try something new. And this will literally activate that self accountability. But even if you get this, you pay for it, and then you don't really do the work every day, because it guides you through very simple steps every single day, reflection points, positive affirmations, reflecting on good things you did yesterday, things you could do better, and then talking about things that matter to you today, right? Those are all things that most of us spend no time doing. Even having like some mental repetitions of saying, I'm worthy of having good things happen to me today. I mean, you just think about the average person. I know the average person is so overwhelmed, so mentally stressed is the word that comes up. Just mentally overwhelmed, that you just don't think you have the time, the focus, the attention. This right here will lock you in. It's so easy. And it starts to build a lot more stability. It helps you to reprogram all that negative thinking. It helps you to start organizing your life to really feel like you're actually getting somewhere. I hear a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people, they're stuck. Are you stuck? What are you stuck on? Most of you know what you're stuck on. And it's something in the past, right? Something in the past you're still holding on to. And it's time to let go of that. First, you got to acknowledge, okay, like that thing, that situation, it hurt you. It really messed you up. I get that. I got a heart for that. I've been there too. But the power of the journal is that you can literally start to get the stuff out of your head, write it down. Right? As I see 111s, right? January 1st, January 11th at 10:01, lots of ones here. But you write this stuff down. That's the power of journaling, is it allows you to start organizing your thoughts and really starting to understand yourself. Because if you're just trying to figure it all out in your head, fuck, man, you ain't gonna go nowhere fast. Guaranteed. I showed you guys the stack. I'll bring out the stack for tomorrow's live. But, I've shown you guys the stack. Like, journaling was one of the most important tools on my healing journey. And it's incredible. Like, there's literally shit that I've put here. I wrote down in my journal that, man, like, this came into existence because I wrote it down 2 years ago, that I saw myself creating a journal, putting together all of my skills, my background, my teaching, my healing, my design skills, to be able to put something together. Because a lot of people are asking me, hey, man, what are you doing? How do you do this stuff? And I can even show you, I just put a little sketch together, right? I just sketched out, like, because I kind of created a format for what I do every day, starting with gratitude. And I just started to like sketch it out, and then I put it designed into it, and a lot of effort, a lot of, prints and trying and working it. So I don't even just try and promote this shit. I do this. And it's, when you compare what I'm doing here versus a lot of the stuff I see out there, these real inexpensive kind of journals, it's night and day, man. That other shit, it just feels like AI. It feels like they just, you basically just type it in, hey, help me make a journal real quick, and then it's just kind of real generic. But I at least do want to show you guys some of the inside of the 1% everyday journal. And it's not too late, right? Some of you are like always so programmed. It's gotta be the first of the year. It doesn't have to be the first of the year. You could do this right now. You could order it right now. I will send it to you Monday. And hopefully you'll get it within a week and you can start this process. But it's journaling made easy. And the things that I love the most about this is that it breaks down into, it's a 3-month journal. There's 4 volumes, so it'll cover a full 12 months. But it kind of starts with, okay, what are you going to do this month? 3 things that matter to you. And then it breaks down into weeks and then every single day. And when I talk about self-sabotage, a lot of us self-sabotage because why? We set the bar too high. So when you write 3 things that matter to you this month, maybe what matters to you is locking in and doing a morning routine every single day. Maybe it's doing a morning routine for 4 out of the 7 days. Maybe that's a goal of yours, right? But it's talking about things that matter to you, right? And it's all about accountability here. So you have basically this goal setting piece, and then right in here, this is the sheet that you get every single day. And literally, if you were to look at my just blank page journals, this is how I worked it. I've just made it look really pretty and easy and simple to follow. But I would always start with giving myself some positive affirmations. And then I would get into writing gratitude, which you fill in your gratitude jar. And then I'd write about things that I love. This is a little check on what I believe is really important for your mindfulness in the morning. And one of the areas that I struggle with to this day is right here, these reflections from yesterday. This sheet takes like 15 minutes, but when was the last time that you literally sat back and asked yourself, hey, what are 3 things that you did good yesterday? And you can only imagine if you're not used to doing that, how would you feel about yourself? Back to self-love, self-care, self-respect, self-worth, self-esteem. How would you feel if even you started to just acknowledge the smallest things of positivity that you did yesterday? Every single day you look at it. And then you also reflect at what you reflect on the week, and you reflect at the end of the month. And the reason why this is also powerful is because it's a growth mindset approach, which is, what can you do better? How can you be a better version of you? It's holding yourself accountable. It's saying, man, I did good things, but there's also some things I can do better. Instead of saying, well, what did I do wrong? It's saying, what could you do better? Maybe you did cheat on a meal. Maybe you just felt a little anxious and you ate some snacks and you're like, well, maybe I need to be a little more disciplined with my nutrition. Right? Maybe I need to trust God a little more. Maybe I need to be a little more disciplined with my positive affirmations every day. Like, this is the kind of stuff that you start with. It's very low bar, low resistance. So a lot of people that are so stuck, you're looking at the top of the fucking mountain. You're looking all the way at the top of the Everest thinking, how am I going to get up there? I've never even climbed up a mountain. When all you got to do is take one step. And then you have this next piece, which is focus on what really matters today. And the reason why I love the word matters versus what are your 3 goals for the day? 3 goals are outside of you. We all know this. It's like an external thing. When you say, what are 3 things that matter to you? It's a part of you, right? On my list today, I wrote down shipping off all the orders that I had. No cap, like, that's real. That mattered to me on a Saturday, getting all the orders out, doing deadlifts, and making 5 videos, right? Do I hit all that stuff every day? No, but you come back and you check it and then you exit and you don't beat yourself up. But again, just imagine you going through that process every single day for 90 days, doing this sheet alone right here, just thinking gratitude, having some positive affirmations, reflecting on what you did good, what you could do better, and then 3 things that matter to you. You just do that for fucking 3 months, you're not the same person. You're showing up way, way, way different. And then the next sheet you get every day is I am affirmations, right? This is all a part of reprogramming. It's not only thinking it, it's not only listening to the positive affirmations, it's writing it down. And a lot of this stuff is going to feel uncomfortable because you need to write down. If you're unhealthy, you need to start writing down, I feel healthy. I feel wealthy if you're broke. I feel successful. I feel disciplined, or I am disciplined. I am healthy. I am worthy. I am sexy. I am youthful. I am beautiful. I am handsome. And it's like, why would you want to do that? Because you're not doing it. And you have to counteract all that negativity that's inside your mind. All the negativity of you're not good enough. You're not this. You're not that. You're too that. This is the process. And then beyond that, what you have here on this second half is this is the start of phase 1, which there's literally a 5 phases of personal growth that takes you from self-sabotage to self-mastery. Are you going to be a master of yourself in 3 months? No, but this gives you the overview. And so those reflective questions that come up every day on this sheet, like on this sheet, you're going to start identify 3 self-sabotaging behaviors I have noticed in my life. How do they show up? When do they show up? What about this part of me am I willing to change? This ain't kid glove stuff. It looks cute. It looks like junior high stuff, and you're like, cool worksheets. And that's definitely by design. It's my style. It's unique to what we're doing here. But these questions could be really challenging. Here's the next cool piece. Anytime you see this video support, you can have the app, and I'm even going to put all the video support on YouTube. You can watch this video and you get a coaching lesson on me teaching about self-sabotage so that you have a more context on how to reflect in this. So you have me built in as a coach for another 35 days out of the 91 days with video support, which it'll probably even go more than that. It'll probably be up to 50 days of support. I love to over deliver. I love giving back and seeing people thrive. And I know that this is an incredible resource. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like this, you guys. And it's in every video that I have there. If you're interested in it, you could go to resultskillexcuses.com, go to the shop, look under printed materials, and order yourself a Results Kill Excuses 1% Better Everyday Journal. There's also some opportunities for you to learn how to do some free writing or auto writing. And if you've never done auto writing, it's literally having a conversation with God. And again, there's a video support on there too, where I guide people through that process. So I get really excited about this. I'm very excited how many people are responding. I know that people are just ready. They're ready for something real. They're ready for something that's going to give them some success. And this is what most people need. You need to be activating your self-accountability, right? Because no one's going to do the work for you. At the end of the day, no one does the work for you. You got to do the work. But the thing that I believe in the most here at Results Kill Excuses is that we don't got to do it alone. You got to do it on your own, but you don't got to do it alone. I do believe that we're attracting a community, a soul tribe of like-minded people that are tired of tearing each other down, right? Not being accepted, not feeling like they belong, and like to be seen and heard for who you are, not being judged by the differences, but just being seen as somebody that's showing up, that wants to, even if you get knocked down, you get back up and you keep going. And I think that's a beautiful part of this community, is really that support that we're really demonstrating here in a very genuine and sincere way, is to really support each other, to cheer each other on, to believe in each other. But you got to believe in yourself, right? That's what it takes to be successful in anything, is you got to believe in yourself. And the reason why it's hard for you to believe in yourself is because you're still defining yourself by all the past. And that's a whole, deconstruct process, that we have to let go of all the past, let go of all the hurt. So you got to do an inventory. You got to write down everybody that's ever hurt you, everyone you've ever hurt, all your bad experiences in relationships, your bad experiences growing up, your bad experiences in work. And you really just start doing these inventories so that you have a clear picture of what you've been through. And as you have that clear picture, you now can say in the present, what do you want to do with that stuff? Do you want to keep carrying it around? Or do you want to just let it go? It's time to let it go. You've been you swept it under the rug a long time ago, and you've been walking on that rug and acting as if it ain't there. But it's not until you face it that you then are given the power to release it with grace. That's the forgiveness piece. That's the self-compassion. That's where you fully are free. You're not free when you just act as, man, that shit happened a long time ago. That's suppression, right? You suppress it. You avoid it. When you fully open up to it and say, okay, I'm ready to look in the mirror and take some accountability for all the things that's happened in my life, so that I can learn from them, so I can grow, and that ultimately I can heal and move forward in my life. No more baggage. And then again, having a resource like the 1% Everyday Journal is what's going to help you to really reinforce the reprogramming. And we're creatures of habit. So, there's not mystery in these worksheets. It's literally doing the same thing over and over every single day to build that new pattern, so you can start to reimagine who you truly are. So I share that resource with you. I am so thankful to everybody that has supported the channel in all the different ways, buying merch, downloading the app. Again, it's not just talking head time. Those days are over, man. The talking head days, just talk to talk. No, I'm not here for entertainment purposes. I am here to coach, to teach, to inspire, for you to put in the work. What work? The inner work. And so we have the app. If you're looking for some self-discovery, because again, the process is self-sabotage, self-discovery, self-improvement, self-development, self-awareness, self-mastery. You can't go from self-sabotage to self-mastery just like a big leapfrog. You have to identify all the things you're doing to hurt yourself, to hold yourself back. And that is all packed in the app. And so we have this book too, right? The first 5 courses, right? You can download and print these, all the courses that are on the app for free, or you could purchase a workbook, and that's on there too. The Results Kill Excuses. Just type that into your app store. It's free right now. The 1% Journal, though, is probably one of the best resources out there to really start locking in. These are not the same things. They definitely support each other, because one of them is literally your self-discovery work. The other one is really your daily habits, your daily routine, your morning daily routine, which your daily morning routine is also tied to your nightly routine. And knowing that getting a good night's sleep, waking up a little bit earlier to invest some time undistracted, right? To spend some time with you, with spirit, with God, and to just really, set some intentions for your day. That's what success takes. Is for you to just like start investing in you, creating time where you are literally investing in your own success, in your own growth, in your own development. You don't need to go to a school to learn this shit. We're figuring that out in modern society. This right here, right? YouTube. You can learn anything. And when you go and seek information, that's the true essence of learning. So I just encourage you to be curious. Be curious about your existence. Start asking your questions. Who am I? That's where I started. Who am I? And I knew I was somebody more than who I was being. I know I was somebody more than what everyone else thought I was. And I was willing to put in the work and stay relentless, stay consistent. And it's been worth it. And it's definitely worth it to know that I am now in a position that I'm reaching a lot of people. And I'm grateful that the channel hit another benchmark today, 3,000 subs. That's an incredible achievement. I know a lot of people are like, dude, how are you not at 1 million yet? But I'm telling you, what I'm saying is not popular yet. Yet. A lot of people are still afraid to look in the mirror. A lot of people are just not ready to do this work, the inner work, the healing work, so that they can truly become the best version of themselves, which is all of our destiny, right? It's not just about like having a family, paying your taxes, voting, going on a vacation every once in a while, and dying. Your true purpose is to become the greatest version of yourself. This is a spiritual journey that we're all on. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, but the spiritual aspect of all of this is at the forefront of our existence. We put it at the back. We put it as, it's the thing I do once a week. What are you talking about? I check the box. I pay my dues. I show up. I raise my hands. And it's like, but then you do all this other shit every other day. It's like, it's really not who you are. You're pretending it's who you are, or you're making it a convenience. You're kind of using it as an insurance policy, right? Because you're only really being that for the convenient amount of time, the expected amount of time, versus just every single day being the best version of you, being the most loving, kind, abundant, healed, healthy, successful version of you. And a lot of us, we're just so down on ourselves that we don't even believe in that's even possible anymore. And I'm here to tell you, you're not too old. You're not too unhealthy, right? The only thing that you have to do is to start to believe. And the time is now to do that. With that being said, I'm grateful to just get on here. I'm going to be back on tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, Sundays at usually around 10:30 Mountain Standard Time. In the morning is when we do our full session. But I was just feeling a little celebratory because we had the channel reached a milestone, and I was doing some videos, and I felt like it's been quiet. It's been quiet. I feel like it's been a little quiet out there, and I know people are struggling because when you start on this journey, you get punched in the face, spiritually speaking. And it's tough. It'll knock a lot of people back. There's been a lot of people that have spoken up recently saying, "Hey man, I was there for a month and then it's just really challenging and I stepped away and now I'm back and it's just wishy-washy, wishy-washy." And I'm telling you, lock the fuck in, man. If you're hearing this message, stay locked in. There's no quick fixes here. Like it's till the end. Does that mean that you like that I need to be the person in your life for the rest of your life? No, but you need to stay locked into your healing journey. Like I guarantee you, if you get locked in and then you go back to some other version of yourself, it's not going to be fulfilling. Some of you may need to experience that though. I can understand that. That some of you need to experience to be like, I don't know if this is really it. Let me see. I like what he's saying, but I don't know. And then you go back, right? That's all grief, right? That's bargaining. That's low vibrational shit. You're like, I don't know. Why can't it be faster? Maybe I just, and that's also a program where you're just used to listening to people talk about whatever bullshit as we just hit 111. Lots of alignment right now. This ain't for that. There's no quick fixes here. You got to lock in, stay locked in, 1% better every day. No excuses. Life on life's terms. That's it. That's it. This is it till the wheels come off. Stay locked in. Keep going. Even when you get knocked down, get the fuck back up and keep going. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, sharing the message, the engagement, the community, the conversations. I feel very, very honored. I feel a great responsibility to be putting the message out as I do, because it matters. It matters that I am being true to myself, that I am being true to you. And I hope that you'll show up with that same energy in your own life, that you realize being your true and authentic self is the absolute pinnacle of existence. Anything less is what? What do you get out of pretending to be this person here and that person over there? Stop with that shit, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.